Welcome back to Off the Record. And of course, just to remind you, our special guest today who's speaking to us is Praveen Kumar. Now, speaking of your father, who we were talking about a little earlier, Mr. Radhakrishnan, who is significantly connected to this entire storyline personally, and now converted into this book. Now, Rad Chris is also your pen name. Yes. So, really, when you talk about Sherlock Holmes, a flawed character in terms of the man he wasn't really perfect in terms of how Sir Arthur Conan Doyle had portrayed him. So you've stayed true to that, and to really bring out a little part of your book itself, Sherlock Holmes' pensive face was illuminated fleetingly by a yellow brightness until the match he had struck burnt out. So significant parts of somebody who's imperfect but yet strive to do something so great for the world around him, really. Is this what really inspired you to really follow Sherlock Holmes?
Well, if I'm going to answer that question, I'm going to directly answer on my dad's characters. So let me rephrase it. We are all humans, yes. What I wanted to show was that Sherlock Holmes is not a mere cold calculating machine. He has certain flaws, but he justifies those flaws as sort of enablers that enable him to do what he does. But I think that it's just his ego talking. He does not want to accept that he has flaws. So what I have done with this book is actually go ahead, dig deeper, and see what is the end result of all these flaws coming together. For example, Sherlock Holmes limited himself by not taking more than one case at a time. I'm pretty sure that he has his own reasons. He had his own reasons to do that. However, what if circumstances force him to take more than one case at a time? And that is what I've explored. And I've explored. You can take a balloon and you can blow it up to its extent. However, if there are pinpricks in it, it's going to deflate sooner than it reaches its maximum extent. So the pinpricks here in the balloon here represent the flaws in Holmes' character. So does it really contribute to added pressure? Does it really contribute to the way he is going to perceive life at the end of this, how can I put it, misfortune, so to speak, of him having to alter his modus operandi and work out of his way?
All right, I'm not going to question that statement any further, but in terms of just the usage of today's technology in the book itself, trying to interlace it into the book and get that essence out, really. Also, with the fact that it's from the 1800s originally, how would you portray this from this book? How do you justify the fact that you've mixed the two?
The real connection here is, like I told you, technology. And Professor Moriarty has always been Holmes' nemesis, but he is always, Professor Moriarty, as per Arthur Conan Doyle, has been operating a crime ring, and that is what Holmes wanted to bring down. However, what if the stakes were higher? What if Professor Moriarty had the means to control the future? He clearly has a persuasion to pervert the future. So what does one do when such a man has a means to control the future? And how does he control the future? Do we control it through the release of illegal substances? Do we control the future through politics? No. Politics change. Illegal substances can always be made legal and made very easy to acquire. No, it is through technology. We are all dependent on technology. And so Professor Moriarty, through me personally, thought that by controlling the technology, one can control the future. And I strongly believe that that particular thought applies even today. You control the technology today, you control the future tomorrow. Because everyone is dependent on technology, sadly. Sadly.
All right. Yes. Now you've referred to the future. Let's go back a little bit into the past, really. When we talk about Sherlock Holmes, you probably had to play investigator, you probably had to play detective and slip into those shoes. What was the one thing that you probably found difficult? You must have had to put yourself in the character itself.
Yes.
So what would you found difficult, really? The most difficult aspect, sitting alone probably when you were writing, or sitting in front of a laptop trying to put out these words. How exactly did you find it difficult?
Well, writing a book is much different from solving a real crime, right? So to answer your question, the most difficult shoes that I've had to put myself in were that of the villains. I had to have a crime first before I could solve the mystery. So it was neither the detective nor the writer, but the villain itself.
and you seem to really love fog. And so therefore, I must say that intricacies of this book, you've gone to the finest detail, or have you left it a little bit on the surface?
I do not like to be very explicit in my writing, in the sense that I don't simply want to say, okay, this is springtime of 1969. Yes. So I try to represent springtime of 1969 through various temporal or climactic markers. So the fog that you read is one such marker. It figures...
Typically of England also.
Yes, but not during summer.
True that.
Yes. So that is the only reason you see fog there. And of course, it has the dramatic allure to it. So you rise out of a fog, you're either considered a hero, or you slink into the fog, you're considered a villain.
Okay, you also stated a bit earlier that your vocation is science and your avocation is definitely of the arts. So a mixture between the two, you feel that you are the apt person right now to pen this down really in words? I'm
one of the apt people. However, this
Humbly
is
spoken?
This is a personal belief. Right. So I'm pretty sure there are authors out there who do not have a scientific background. The scientific background I allude to is not just for this novel, because I am working on 5 novels simultaneously, and they are of different genres. One is science fiction, the other is a different story based on World War II, the other is a religious fiction book, and all of these do not require any deep knowledge of science. What I try to mean by the scientific vocation ingrained in me is that I am able to perceive the beginning and the end before I fill in the middle. So that is how I prefer to write, that is how I always write. I start at the first, and then I write the ending, because I know where the book is going to go, and then I fill in the middle. And my scientific background helps me do this.
Certainly must have helped you, considering that it has a lot of intricate details of that sort, really, in this entire book. So Praveen Kumar himself has told you what's coming up on the other side of this short break. His works that are coming up in the future, of course, something that's presently in the making right now. And that's what's coming up on the other side of course, the story behind adventure of course, Black Drop. So really, that's what you have to stay tuned to for Off the Record.